It's your girl,
Internet hoe.
and for today's video, mga curls, we're gonna be reviewing the brand new Careline Acne Spot Concealer. Concealer, and also we're gonna be reviewing the brand new Careline Oil Control Mattifying Loose Powder. So ayan nga mga curls, so titingnan nga natin if the shade range is really worth it at titingnan natin kung tunay nga ba siyang nakakashikep. Hindi porket loose powder siya, idadami niya yung pores ko maging loose, diba? Ayaw natin yun. Kailangan masikip tayo kahit naka-face mask. Sobrang dami sa inyo nag-request na to, and I was like, I know it took me a while for me to review this. I have a reason why. Naptagalan ako because I've been contemplating in doing a review in this, pero malalaman niyo mamaya kung bakit. So they said this is like literally a skin treatment, and at the same time, it's gonna cover your pimple. That sounds interesting. But for the most part, I don't have any breakouts right now, but what I really need to cover is my dark ass circles. Makikita niyo in a bit my dark circles, but it's getting better throughout the months and years, but it's still there. You know what I mean? So ayan nga mga girls, I'll be trying the concealers and alongside with the loose powder, and in this review, I'll be checking out the coverage, the color, and also I'll be doing a wear test. And of course, mga girls, in case you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit that bell notification icon so you're always notified. And lastly, mga girls, I'll be linking all my social media links over here. So without further ado, mga girls, let's get started!
Smack it in the air. Show it sideways. Smack it in the air. Let's move it side to side. Smack it in the air. Let's move it side to side. Smack it.
Alright mga girls, I have all the concealers in front of me here. They actually have a total of 4 shades. Considering it's a local brand, this is not usually common. They even have a very deep shade, which is called Cafe. So let's see mga girls if it's gonna match my skin tone and if the concealer itself is really good. Alongside with the brand new Careline Oil Control Mattifying Loose Powder. Right now, I don't have any makeup on. So yeah, this is my bare ass face. And alam niyo mga girls, looking at the packaging, super parang nag-level up sila. I love the matte, soft packaging. Alright mga girls, so I just unboxed the concealers and let's see what shade will match me. Alam niyo mga girls, I have a confession to make. I'm actually allergic to tea tree. I know, and this is infused with tea tree. I'm pretty sure after the review or maybe the next day, I'll have a rash. So that's how much I'm dedicated to this, mga girls, kasi I'm trying something that I know for a fact that I'll get allergic reactions. So you stand the right person, mga girls. Alright, mga girls, so I already moisturized and primed my face, and I also applied the Lux Organic Cica Soothing Gel kasi I know I'll have a reaction, so at least ma-lessen yung reaction ng tea tree oil on my skin. Kasi whenever a product has tea tree oil, anything na may tea tree, magre-react yan talaga. Like, magre-red siya na it turns weird and annoying. That's my problem when it comes to my skin. So for foundation, I'm just gonna be using this Rare Beauty. This is in the shade 270N. So let me just apply that on my face. Alright, so let me just put on my foundation. And oh my god, lately, I've been using a foundation brush, which is like, what the F? I know. Kasi nga, mas trip ko ngayon lately yung mga parang sheer lang, yung pa-fresh lang, pa-virgin, ganon. Yun yung mga trip ko ngayon. And mga girls, I just noticed this foundation is almost like 10 times lighter than my skin now. Kasi this foundation used to be my quarantine shade. Like, this was the shade nung hindi ako nakakalabas ng bahay. But I noticed I got more tan. So parang nag-lighten siya. So yeah, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ever since I'm able to travel, I'm getting my tan back, bitch. So don't worry kung medyo light siya. We're gonna darken it with bronzer. I know it's a little bit too light than my skin tone, but I can match this. Alright, so foundation is on. I know it's a little bit too light, but like I've said, I can make this match. Let's swatch mga girls the concealer, what shade will work on me. I'm gonna swatch everything para makita niyo yung difference on dark skin. So this is Oriental. That is light and coverage is thick. Go off, queen. Okay. The next we have is Natural. Let's try Natural. This is Natural. So Oriental is more yellow. Natural is slightly darker and it has a more beigey tone to it. It's more neutral. Oriental is a little bit warm. Then we have Mocha. For my under eyes, I want something that's lighter than darker because we're brightening our under eyes. This is Mocha. Oh, okay. So this is... Alam niyo mga girls, si Mocha, it almost looks like a peach color corrector on me. I know, it's almost, I can use this as a color corrector. Alam niyo mga girls, nagdala ko ng color corrector kasi I normally color correct my under eyes para hindi siya mag-gray when I put concealer. Pero the mocha shade, I can use it actually as a color corrector. Then, lastly, we have is Cafe. Oh, wow. So this is Cafe. Alam niyo mga curls, for Cafe, I can use Cafe as a spot concealer. Let's say if I have a pimple and I don't want to wear makeup, but I just want to spot conceal that pimple, I can use the shade Cafe actually. In fairness, ang dark niya. Girl, Careline being diverse. Careline be stepping up their game. Go off, queen. Alright, so as for color corrector, I'm gonna be using Mocha because I can use this as a color corrector. So yan, I can use that actually as a color corrector. Onti lang. I'm just gonna color correct the areas that I need to color correct. The reason why I'm color correcting is my under eyes is really dark. So if I don't color correct it, if I go straight with concealer and I don't color correct my under eyes, napansin ko pag nasa-set ko siya ng powder, parang medyo nag-gray. And I don't like that look. It looks haggard, so I don't like that. So I'm just gonna color correct using Mocha. Alright, so let me just... Hey, it's already getting brighter na. Actually, you know what? The concealer is blending so well. I'm just using a brush. And medyo it's too peachy. I need something that's more yellow. So Mocha can be a good color corrector if you're on a budget. Ang bilis na mag-blend ah. Shut up. That blended so quickly. Ang bilis ah. Girl, okay. That instantly brightened my under eye. Pero medyo may pagka-peachy tone siya, which I'm a more golden undertone type of girl. I'm gonna use natural on my under eyes because it's brighter than my foundation. I'm gonna use this to brighten the under eyes. Yeah, we can use natural for the under eyes. That is bright. Wow, that is bright. Go off, queen. Tama lang yung undertone niya. It's not super for my skin color. When it comes to concealers, I always pick shade that's 2 shades lighter than my skin tone kasi initially, you're brightening the area eh. You're bringing the features forward. You're highlighting the face. Let's see the coverage if we were to use a sponge. Oh, that blends. Whoa, that is bright, honey. Okay, bitch, go off, queen. Ooh, she's bright. And that blended so quickly. She's actually a light to medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's full because I can still see a little bit of my imperfection peeking through. But brightness overall, oh my god, like my under eye, erase. Like, girl, how bright that is. Oh my gosh. We are not showing evidence that you've been talking to your boyfriend all night. This is the concealer all blended out, in fairness. Like, my dark circles, my darkness here, it's gone, erased. Like, we can't see her. Who is she? I don't know her. She looks like she had 8 hours of sleep. Like, ala kasi baka fresh ha, sorry. In fairness, I like it. You can even see the discoloration on my lids compared to my under eyes. It's super bright. I so far love it. It's so easy to blend. Let's see naman mga curls if it's gonna set nicely. I'm trying the Careline Oil Control Mattifying Loose Powder. I'm gonna be using the shade Cinnamon kasi comparing this kay Sugar. Si Sugar medyo white. This has a hint of golden in it, so it'll match my skin tone better. So I just sift it out. Let's take a little bit. Alam niyo mga curls, just a tip. Whenever you're gonna be setting your under eyes, diba usually we have a tendency na gumamit tayo ng sponge and then we dip it in the powder and then set it on our under eyes. I suggest you use a brush kasi if you were to use a sponge, your sponge is wet. So pag kumapit yun sa powder, nagsosolidify yung powder. So once it gets on your under eyes, initially it's not stamping the powder on your skin. It's stamping the powder on the concealer, tas dinadala niyo yung concealer kasi it's wet to dry. Whereas if you were to use a brush, the brush is already dry. It's gonna press the powder towards the concealer and not drag the concealer away from your skin. So for me, if you want that flawless under eye, yung almost parang retokada look, you can use a dense brush like this. This is good for setting the under eye. Or you can use a flat foundation brush. So I prefer using a brush over a sponge. I notice every time pag nagsaset ako ng powder with a sponge, parang kinakain ng sponge concealer and parang hinahatak niya yung concealer away from my face, whereas if I were to use a brush, it's stamping the powder on my skin so much better and it works more efficiently. Oh my god, this powder is nice. Oh my god, this is nice. Hindi siya cakey ah. Like, I'm putting a lot of powder on my under eyes. It doesn't look cakey. Wow. This is in the shade Cinnamon. Saktong-sakto niyo siya for my under eyes. It's almost like a similar shade ni It's almost like a similar shade ni... Actually, it's like a slightly lighter shade ni Banana ni Jeffree Star. But I don't mind it being lighter kasi I would put this on my under eye. This is nice. Saktong-sakto siya. Oh my gosh. I like that it's not adding too much coverage kasi I want the coverage to come from the concealer and then the loose powder to just set the concealer. Oh my god, look at my under eyes. Look how flawless that is. Oh my gosh. This is Careline. Bitch, Careline is stepping up. Alright, let me just set my nose. Let me just set the rest of my face with the cinnamon powder kasi it can work also on my skin tone. Mga curls, this one gives me same vibes ng Huda Beauty. Pero it's slightly a little bit, comparing to Huda Beauty, mas dry ito. But it doesn't feel dry compared to the other translucent powders I've tried na parang it feels very shriveled up. This one, it doesn't. It just sets the makeup. Hindi niya ginagalaw. It remains the same. I just hope it's long-lasting. That's why we'll give it a wear test. So, I'm just gonna finish the rest of my makeup, whole shebang, and I'll be right back. We'll do a wear test neto. Titingnan natin mga curls kung makaka-withstand siya ng 3 filming sessions. Nakakaloka. So, yeah, let me just finish my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, mga curls, so I'm back. And yes, I got my face bronzed. See, this is the magic of bronzer powder foundation. That's the magic if you know how to adjust your foundation shade. If by any chance medyo light yung shade mo, ang technique niyan, gumamit ka na ng bronzer or a darker powder foundation. Just like cinnamon, it's slightly darker than the foundation that I was using earlier. So I medyo na-tone down yung color. So this is the finished look. As for the under eyes, I'm using the shade Natural. Tapos gumamit ako ng Mocha as a color corrector. Even I use it as a color corrector around my mouth. As you can see, there's no grayness peeking through. Kasi usually that's my problem whenever I put foundation or concealer. Itong part ito parang nag-gray onte. Pati dito nag-gray onte. But using Mocha as a color corrector before my concealer that's brightening, sobrang ganda, sobrang flawless na finish. I would say it's a light to medium coverage. It's very easy to blend. I just love the finish on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy. And as for the powder, sobrang ganda ng powder. Hindi siya dry. And it doesn't add too much coverage to the point it's cakey. It just sets whatever is in there. Like the concealer, kung ano lang itsura niya nandyan, isa-set niya lang. Para Huda Beauty lang talaga. Pero medyo mas dry ito compared to Huda Beauty. But still, the level, considering it's a local brand, almost similar to one of my favorite powder. Says a lot, actually. And also, mga curls, when it comes to the shade range ng concealer, so far, you know what? I'm not complaining kasi concealers are meant to brighten the under eyes and brighten the face. So for them to even have the shade Cafe shook me, actually. I wasn't expecting a color like this from a local brand, Cafe. It's actually really nice. I can even use Cafe as a concealer. Let's say if I have a pimple and I don't want to wear foundation, just on bare skin, I can use Cafe actually. Alright, mga curls, so we're gonna be doing the wear test, and as of now, the time is already 12 noon. See how long this concealer will hold up. Kailangan long lasting siya at mashikep siya sa skin, ganon. I'll do a check-in on my mobile phone, so I'll be right back. Alright, mga curls, already 8:03 and oh my gosh, grabe. This is the condition of my face right now. Like the concealer is there and my foundation is set with the Line Oil Control Loose Powder. Grabe. This is 8 hours straight. Like it's not cakey. It's so flawless. Like normally my pores here is super deep. Usually on a long day, my pores here gets really deep. Parang may mabutas-butas. But this one, oh my god, it almost like blurred my pores. Sobrang fresh. Alam niyo, mga curls, I can't believe that this is Careline. Like, wow, that is a huge step up. Like, I can't even stop looking at the phone. And I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro. And usually this camera, wala siyang patawad. So I'm so shook. Like, my under eyes is still super smooth. Even my cheek area, super smooth. There's still minimal creasing. Pero normally, I get creases here that's super deep. Pero the powder held the makeup super nicely. Grabe, ang ganda. Even the Mocha as a color corrector, hindi gray yung under eyes ko. Sobrang bright. This is such a huge step up ng Careline from the shade range with the consistency formula, the powder price point. Wow, they did not hold back. Grabe, para edited. Oh my god, that powder is something, mga curls. Like, get the powder right now. Oh my gosh. Alam niyo, mga curls, I'm just nervous kasi I have a feeling if I wash this makeup off, there's gonna be some red patches kasi Like I've mentioned, I'm allergic to tea tree, anything that has tea tree in it. So if you guys are not allergic, then you will definitely love this. Diba? Oh my gosh! It's not, the powder doesn't look dry and it doesn't look parang crunchy tignan. Kasi minsan may mga powders na when you put your foundation on, it looks super beautiful, super natural. Pero the powder, it makes the look super dry and parang it makes your face super shriveled up and older. But this one, wow. Alright, Malcro, so that's for the wear test. And here's my final thoughts about the Careline Acne Spot Concealer. 100% go ahead and get it. Sobrang ganda niya. Even if I'm under bad lighting yan, this should be cakey, but my skin is like super smooth. Like as if it's part of my skin. Sobrang ganda. For a concealer and powder that's super affordable, I am shook. Like, grabe. So, alam niyo mga curls, go ahead and get the concealer and powder. I highly recommend. Super ganda and I love the shade range and how versatile the product is. You can use it as a color corrector, concealer. Careline, she did not hold back. She said, sis, we are coming with a bang. Alright, mga curls, so that concludes this video of the Careline Acne Spot Concealer and also their Oil Control Loose Powder. What do you guys think? Like, comment below which of the product you have and what was your experience. I want to know. Also, mga curls, I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And of course, small curls, very important is the same as she kept my mother. How's it keep? Bye, guys.